people will often ask me, why did I become a rabbi? And I wanted to take a few moments, maybe sharing some of my thoughts on that, maybe thinking it through. As a child, I didn't want to become a rabbi. I actually wanted to be a magician. So kind of deviated from that path a little bit. Growing up, I really was quite unsure what I wanted to do for a very long period of time. There were quite a few things that I found attractive. I remember at one point I wanted to be an architect. My brother did become an architect. I wanted to go into psychology. Probably the thing that really interested me, or the thing that really looked like a viable career at one point, was going into documentary filmmaking. And I did do a degree in film and television theory at the University of Nottingham. And I think what attracted me to documentary filmmaking was the idea of exploring life's questions together. I like the idea that you could spend a focused amount of time going quite in depth into important issues that were affecting maybe loads of people, or sometimes just small groups of people, or even an individual, but also sharing that with a wider audience. And the idea that we could learn from other people's experiences. After I studied film and television, I went away and studied for a year in yeshiva in America, in a place called Yeshiva Hadar. And I think there I began to think a little bit more along the lines of, how could I incorporate my religion, my Judaism, into exploring some of these questions, and importantly, exploring them with other people. So on the one hand, yes, I was able to study and explore these questions on a personal level, but I really wanted to make that more, my day-to-day life experience. And that led me into kind of working into Jewish community organizations like UJA and the JCC, now the JW3. And then eventually I went into synagogue work. There was a moment when I was working for shuls, for synagogues, where I was seriously considering becoming a Jewish studies teacher. But I got to a point where I felt that I wanted a broader remit than just working with young people. And obviously working with young people, being a teacher, is a very important job. I'm not necessarily saying I would have even been any good at being a Jewish studies teacher in a primary or secondary school setting. But something that really appealed to me about the rabbinate was that you were meeting people at all different life stages. And I liked the idea of engaging with people, particularly those from different backgrounds to my own, because I understand that as being a way of helping me to grow and to develop as well. I think ultimately being a rabbi, which I've enjoyed so far, I've only had smicha, rabbinic ordination, for 4 years. It was kind of a second career in life, has been wonderful. The ability to journey together with people, and also I guess my notion of a rabbi is not being the rabbi who has all the answers to questions, because I certainly do not have all the answers, but being able to kind of question with people actually is very helpful at finding answers. And sometimes being a person and being in a role where people know that they can come and bring questions to you, and almost that you can think together, that really is so valuable and so special. I'm really excited to see kind of where that rabbinic journey goes next. Also glad that I'm doing a little bit of the, I guess, film and television stuff with some of this vlogging stuff now. But as I said, for me, life is all about exploring together. And I think the rabbinate provides an amazing way of doing that through the wonderful, rich tradition that we've all inherited. So thank you for listening to me, and I look forward to continuing our conversation soon.